Great. So welcome back here to Let's Go Wells, our video interviews here. We are here with Feleesha Jones and Hailey Onofre. Perfect. I nailed that. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me. So I know you're both juniors here, so you've been at Wells for a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about how you got to Wells, like the recruiting process, if you were looking other places and stuff like that.
So I looked at a few other colleges. I looked at Wells, Hartwick, and I looked at St. John Fisher. I really liked the environment of Wells. I liked the close-knit community. It had everything I wanted. I had the health science program, which I was looking into. It did have the swim team, but that was not a reason I was coming. My tour guide actually ended up being a swimmer, and she ended up kind of talking me into it essentially because I had previously told her that I didn't want to swim, but I ended up swimming. So.
And my name is Feleesha. I
Feleesha, Hailey.
So my name is Feleesha. Learning about Wells, I really didn't know what kind of college that I was looking into. I just knew that I wanted to find some place when I stepped on campus. It felt like home. I wanted to find some place that was comfortable enough that I could see myself staying for 4 years. And I stayed in an overnight visit. I came from New York City, a whole busload of us, 30 people, staying in the dorms with everybody, just basically plopped in and put into the community. And that night, I just figured out this was exactly where I wanted to be. I went to a poetry slam. It was just a fantastic night, karaoke and such. But when it came to swimming, I actually was not recruited. I was a walk-on. I did not know how to swim. The most that I could do, I couldn't even float. Embarrassing, but that's okay. We're still working on it. I got into it because we were paired as roommates our freshman year, and she was like, hey, I'm going to spend a couple of hours outside of the room just to let you know. I was like, what are you doing? She was like, swimming. I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so I joined. And she was like, this is not going to be easy. It is going to be difficult. But it was a good time and probably the best decision that I made while I was here.
Great. So did you write any poems that you did? Did you do the poetry slam, or were you just a...
No, I did not. I didn't know. I was just listening, but there was karaoke after, and I got down with some Bruno Mars. So got to make a statement when you show up.
Where was the karaoke?
It was down at the Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bruno
Right
Mars.
under Summer Center.
Is there frequently karaoke there?
They did it for every Thursday for a while. They're trying to get back into it, especially with everything being open and stuff. So.
Yeah, you could start it back up.
Oh yeah. Get some more Bruno Mars in here.
Yeah. So you kind of just outlined how you ended up swimming. You didn't swim at all before that. It sounds like.
Not at all.
Did you
I didn't
do
know how to
any
swim.
sports?
I did some cross country in high school, but I was more of a dancer. I was more of a performer in high school, so I stayed in that realm, not really into athletics. So coming here was a completely different coin to flip over. So.
And what about you, Hailey? Have you been swimming your whole life, or
Yeah,
and how'd you start? I guess.
I started swimming, and we had a recreational program at the school I was at, where it was the community could come together and have a little swim team. I started when I was probably 7 years old, and I didn't continue it until high school, about 8th grade, and then I continued from 8th grade up until now.
Mm-hmm. And why did you originally not want to swim in college?
So I didn't want if you think about a collegiate sport, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of commitment, and my priority coming to college was classes. My priority was school. I didn't want to get that. I know it wasn't a D1 school, but I still didn't want that experience. I didn't want, because my friend from high school actually went to Hartwick and swam there, and she hated it. So I didn't want to have that same experience. I wasn't willing to commit the time. But once I found out what it wasn't anything more to me. I had to pick between school and swim. I could do both. It was a nice balance between both, and that's why I ended up doing it.
Nice. How have you guys, found that nice balance? What do you see, or what have you found that helps, being able to, like you said, it's not a D1 level, but there's still a lot of commitment that comes to being on the team.
Absolutely.
So how do you guys kind of handle that?
You want to go? I actually find myself that I do better when we are in season, because there's a set time to do homework. There's time for me to do the sport, which I love, because it's my time for myself. It's the time I can sit down. I don't sit down, obviously, but my face is in the water and I'm doing it for me, and I know that I'm doing it for me. And then when we're out of the pool, I know that I have set time to do homework, so it's it keeps me on a schedule. I can't get distracted. I can't do this or that or that. I don't have as many options because I know that I have to get my work done.
Right.
And I guess that balance, I again, the same way, we are on the same schedule, we're on the same room, like we live a very, very similar life when it comes to balancing work and school.
Yeah, there's not much you guys don't do together. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And yours, Hailey, is studying health science, right? And Feleesha, you're...
I'm environmental science and sustainability.
Okay. What do you guys, I know it's only junior year, but like what are you looking for after graduation? More school, into a career? What do you think?
I'm looking to get into a master's program for marine biology. Long-term goals, I'd like to work on the ocean, study invasive species, study the water, just be out on the ocean. Like, that's long-term goal.
Does this lake do anything for you?
Oh man, I love the lake. I love the lake. The floating classroom my freshman year.
Floating classroom?
Yeah, the floating classroom, it's in the environmental 101 class, so every environmental student has to take it. And you go out on the lake, you literally sample the water. You learn everything about water testing to like the species that are in the lake. It's awesome. And coming in as a freshman, that being one of the first classes that I took, Cayuga Lake is gorgeous, and being out at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon with your professor and a bunch of people that like to do what you do, it's an awesome experience.
Great.
So after school, I have 2 more years. I'm hoping to go to pathology assistant school in Drexel, PA.
Okay. Awesome. So what does like a standard day look like for you guys during the season, whether it's practice or a game? Like what does that look like for a student athlete that's a swimmer here?
Well, it depends. So at the beginning of the season, we have 6 a.m. practices where we wake up, we go, and it's only an hour of weight room. So we're not in the pool at 6 a.m.
Yeah, but it's still 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah, it's a 6 a.m. It's definitely, yeah. But we do weight room stuff.
Yeah.
We make sure to be done by, 7? 7 on the dot. People who have, or is it, yeah, 6 to 7. So we make sure that people are done by 7, so that way when they have 8 o'clock classes, they have time to go get ready and everything like that.
What a morning that sounds like. 6 a.m. workout and then calculus.
Yeah,
Right.
and then classes and practice starts at 4:30.
Do you guys do anything special on game days? Like, are you superstitious, like, or match days? Like, do you have to wear the same socks, or like wake up at a certain time? Make sure you eat like a snack pack or something.
I definitely start every swim meet with a protein shake and and a protein bar. But other than, I have a little shark on my swim bag that I call Hernando, and he's afraid of nothing. And
Fernando?
Hernando.
Oh, Hernando. Okay.
Yeah, so he's like a little good luck shark. He keeps us going. We have a chant that we do the day of meets where everybody gets in a circle and we say the ukulele, which sounds like it's not words, and it's not.
Yeah, I've sort of heard it, I think.
And we have the mantra, too.
Yeah, the mantra is another thing that we do. It's just a little saying that everybody memorizes at the beginning, and it's like a unifying saying, essentially, like saying we're all going to be in this together. We are going to put our best foot forward. We're going to support our teammates, and we are well swimming, so we're in this together.
How did you guys practice that?
Well,
Like,
countless times.
Yeah.
We do team building at the beginning of the season and teach all the freshmen the mantra.
Okay, beautiful. So maybe, yeah, you can just hang on to it. So Hailey, this might be a question more for you. Feleesha, you might have an answer to this as well, because I know you said you were kind of like more into the performing side of things, but you might have had a coach as well at some point for anything. But who do you guys kind of look back and see as like a most impactful kind of either coach or like somebody that made a big impact on your life that you still think about and kind of try and live like that or go forward like that?
I mean, my high school swim coach, obviously, I didn't enjoy swimming in high school, which is funny because here I am now, and I will preach till the end of time that I love swim. But she was the one that got me started on swim. And while it's a high school team, we don't have a lot of time. We had a lot of girls on our high school team, so it wasn't very individualized. There wasn't specific things that you could work on. Like, the coach didn't individually come up to you and be like, you need to work on this. It's not, we don't have time for that. But she got me started on swimming, and she always motivated me and always pushed me to do my best, and I can't thank her enough.
Definitely.
I think if we're talking about coaches, the only coach that I have experience with for the most part is Trish, and God, I love that woman. She is my absolute favorite. Going to her for anything, just any type of help,
Snacks.
any type of motivation.
She has a lot of snacks in her.
Snacks, The fruit gummies,
Fruit gummies are very popular on campus, I'm learning.
Oh, yeah. They're delicious, delightful. Amazing.
So
Graham crackers?
yeah, if you guys are like going to an away match, what do you like, Trish? You need to bring this snack.
Fruit snacks.
Just the gummies?
Gummies. We have. Yeah, granola
That
bars
was
are
way
totally
less
on
exciting.
Yeah, no. Fruit gummies are for the win. And animal crackers, specifically the ones in the bear.
Frosted?
No.
Wait, what do you mean the ones in the bear?
Yeah, it comes in like a bear shape. And at the end of the season, we fill it with pool water. And that was
And
our
do
season.
what with it?
every time we have a new recruitment,
A
here's our
trophy, yeah.
bear.
Okay. So if you guys aren't studying or swimming or working out at 6 a.m., what are you guys usually doing around campus? Like, what are some fun things to do around here, or maybe on the weekends that you could share?
We do a lot of movie nights, lots and lots of movie nights. We always keep like Cards Against Humanity and like what's the unicorn game?
It's called Unstable Universe.
Unstable Unicorns. It's like Monopoly, but in a card game. And unicorns die. They're born. Everybody, you learn about new enemies. You learn about new friends that you can make. It's awesome. In regards to like things that we do on campus, I would say there's always like some event being hosted or something. Like I know the CLE and Cornerstone, both clubs, they do a lot of food events. So they get everybody involved and like have those hard conversations that you don't know who toes you're gonna step on, but you still have your opinion to share. So having those conversations with the community is usually a weekend of air.
What have you guys? Did you watch any movies this weekend? Like,
we've kind of been on a Euphoria kick, so we're kind of binging Euphoria.
What? Okay. Euphoria is pretty unique. Yeah. So have you watched like both seasons already?
Season 1.
Okay, so it wasn't a crazy binge, but yeah, you got into it a little
And
bit.
sometimes we throw a little Happy Feet,
Happy
cartoons.
Feet.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Dancing Penguins. Encanto.
Yes, I love
It's a fan
Encanto.
favorite.
Yes. We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, you could do that at karaoke maybe.
We could. Only if you're Peppa.
So this answer doesn't have to be on campus, but like, where do you guys like to get food? Like, if it's after a match and you're starving, are you like, oh, I really want a burger or something?
So we go to Auburn very frequently.
That's okay. Yeah.
Like, because there's Wegmans, and I like Auburn better than Ithaca, just personally. I think the traffic's better.
Are they like equally distant from here?
So people will tell you yes, but Auburn is actually closer because Ithaca is probably Ithaca's probably actually 30 minutes away. Auburn is more like 20. I just like the town better. Like it's not as busy, and there's everything.
Dollar Tree is great. Yeah.
Dollar Tree, Walmart, Wegmans, McDonald's,
Wendy's 4 for 4s.
Wendy's.
Okay, what are the fours? Yeah, what do you get?
So
You
get a
specifically.
drink. You get your drink. I usually get a root beer. You get a cheeseburger. Sometimes you get bacon on it, but the tomato I'm not a fan of, so we don't do the
No,
tomato.
not tomatoes.
We do the chicken nuggets, all for $4. It's delicious. And French fries. Don't forget the French
Do we
fries.
dip the chicken nuggets?
Oh, barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Okay.
What is your
Like honey mustard or buffalo. Barbecue sauce is
You're
like,
with her.
if
That's
I
fine.
like barbecue sauce would just make me feel like I want like barbecue chicken.
I want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So classes aren't like wrapping up, but we're kind of like halfway through the semester. What's your guys' summer look like? Are we gonna be working? Are we gonna be just hanging out? Like, what do we think?
All of the above. I know you have an internship coming up. I've finished my internships, but normally I would do something that would be either like in my major, but I think this summer it's going to be working, getting that money, visiting some family, and just kind of hanging out around the city.
And I'm going to do an internship at a hospital. My parents both work in a hospital. So I'm going to do an internship there shadowing the pathology assistant to get shadowing hours in and to get another internship for Wells.
Great. So I should know more about this, but you guys need internships to graduate? More than one?
Yeah, so it's called experiential learning. So they want you to have you have to have 2 internships before you leave. One of them has to be on campus, or one of them has to be off campus, and the other one can be on campus or off campus. It's up to you, really.
Gotcha.
Essentially, it's just an opportunity for you to get more experience in the field that you're going into and say, like, hey, is this really what I want to do? And if it's not, then now you have that experience in knowing, like, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to be a pathologist. Maybe I want to work in radiology. Like, just kind of seeing where that's at.
What was you said you completed yours?
Yeah.
What were yours like?
Okay, so I went on a sailboat. I taught high school students environmental science class, or an environmental science class for 2 weeks during COVID. So we were quarantined at this Boy Scout camp. We went into the woods, went out like foraging, and then the second part of the like entire internship was we were on a sailboat out on the ocean. We left from Maine, went all the way down to New Hampshire, got caught in a hurricane, had to come all the way back up. Like it was probably the most amazing time I've ever had.
Were you,
living on a boat?
Okay, so you lived on the boat.
Oh, I
Were you
lived on a
also in
boat.
charge of like, I don't know, driving? the boat?
No, I was not. I mean, I could. That
It was
was
like you
an
drove it
option.
through a hurricane?
I did not drive through her. That is all Captain's job, or really the first mate. But I was a deckhand, and I was also a teaching assistant. So I got to work and sample the water and like take fish eggs and all, like radiolarians and all this like super sciencey stuff under microscopes and look at that while being on a sailboat. And I was in charge of the boys. So we had 3 that we took and like taught them how to be deckhands and how to live on a boat and how to contribute to the boat.
So it sounds like your internship kind of gave you the experience to let you know that you definitely want to keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. It put me right on my path. I cannot wait. I made so many friends and so many connections through it that I know that's what I want to do.
Perfect. So I know you guys just kind of talked about how you go to Auburn because that's like your food hub. Is there anything that you like at the well or on campus or at the D Hall that you're like, oh, it's this day? Like, I'm definitely going to go and get that.
Okay, first chicken fingers, chicken nugget day at the D Hall. Get down.
Somebody said fish nuggets last week.
Yeah,
Do we like those?
The cod nuggets, they're all right.
No.
I know a lot of people like them. I'm not a fishy person.
Okay.
But the chicken nuggets, yep. Sometimes they do like the KFC bowl where they put the chicken nuggets in mashed potatoos and like put gravy and stuff on it. That's good. That's real good. At the well, garlic knots, the quesadillas, the mozzarella sticks, the shakes. Get down at the well. Get down.
Protein shakes?
No.
No.
That's
no.
only for swim. Yeah.
Okay, that's very
Only so
specific.
much
I got
protein
you.
in a day.
So working your swim meets, I kind of learned a little bit about walkout songs and how they're important. What was your guys' process of like picking that song? Was it controversial? Like you guys couldn't settle on one, or what do we think? Walk me through it.
Yeah, this season was different. The one that we decided, what did we do? We did
You
Confident.
did, yeah.
We did the same walkout song for all of our home meets, and it's Confident by Demi Lovato. It changes every season, so we do have a new one.
It's not even the next season yet, and you have a new one.
Oh yeah, we gotta stay ahead of the game. Yeah. She also finds songs for us. Like everybody kind of throws in their suggestions, and because we play from the beginning, whichever one sounds like the most hype, the most that we can get into, the most that the team like gets excited about, we use that song. And Confident had like these bombastic horns, and it was good. Yeah. It was good. Everybody was like, yeah.
Between that and your chants, it really gets you pumped
You
up.
gotta stay hype.
I understand. It can be a long meet sometimes.
Oh man, a 500. Let's go, buddy.
So, you guys mentioned you're binging a little bit Euphoria. You like the cartoon movies. Do you have like favorite movies or favorite shows of all time?
I love Friends. Friends is my go-to, like, just feel-good show that I could throw on and just upbeat, lighthearted.
Okay, I've never seen an episode of Friends.
You've never seen Friends?
No, I'm like Team Seinfeld. Yeah.
At least it wasn't The Office.
I mean, I like The Office, but like.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, I get down.
Like the old cartoon,
Oh,
the guy with
yeah.
the arrow on his head.
Yep, that is my favorite show of all time. I love Avatar with all my heart.
Did you like the movie? Wasn't there a movie?
That was awful. That's
Okay,
a
you
disgrace.
didn't like
we
the
don't
movie.
mention the movie. That is no. That's
Okay.
not Avatar. The Avatar movie with the blue people, though, the one about
Yeah,
colonialism.
yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. But Avatar show, leave it alone. It's got some good stuff in it.
I've,
Some lessons to learn.
not to disappoint again, but I've never seen that either.
That doesn't surprise me.
What do you mean?
You've never seen an episode of Friends.
Yeah, Friends and Avatar are not like.
Yeah, but like, if you're not gonna watch Friends, you're not gonna watch the cartoon Avatar.
I guess that's true. But okay, you don't have.
homework though.
There's okay. No favorite movies between you two.
I think we watch a lot of cartoon movies, mainly Encanto. Sometimes we'll go back to Frozen 2, not the first one.
The second one.
The second one
Why
is
is the
pretty
second
good.
one better?
Oh, it's just the plot so much better.
The plot's so much better, the story is better, the character development is much better. Kristoff is still a sack of potatoes. Like, he's just nothing. But Elsa, get down.
Who's Kristoff?
Kristoff is Anna's love
Yes, I haven't
interest.
seen Frozen 1 or 2 either.
You know, come on now. That's okay.
I watch a lot of movies, just, not that.
Harry Potter series, that was good.
Yes, definitely. Are you big into, like, the kind of, like, nerd side of things? Like, do you guys like the Star Wars or, like, the superhero stuff or, like...
Superhero stuff, Marvel, I stay updated with the Marvel movies. The whole series, I love the vein that they're going into right now with the multiverse. I'm here for these choices.
You're gonna go see Doctor Strange?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you guys see movies around here?
In Auburn. We can go in Auburn or Ithaca. Both have theaters, both good stuff.
There's a drive-in too.
Yeah, we've gone to the drive-in a few times. We saw the second It movie at drive-in.
That one was not good.
No. But it was popcorn in the back of the car. So it's
I
okay.
really liked the first one, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what else. Are you into like the old Disney movies, like Beauty and the Beast, like Little Mermaid? Is there a favorite one of those? Because mine's Mulan.
Yes. Mulan is right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a sucker for like the regular Disney princess movies, like Cinderella. That's my mom's favorite Disney movie, so I grew up watching that. The Little Mermaid, I love that one too. All the classics.
Great. So before we kind of wrap everything up, do you guys have any like shout outs you want to give to anyone on campus that you works closely with you, or anything else you want to let out? It's okay if you don't, but
I got so many names. All right.
Yes.
Patricia George, my favorite coach of
she
all time.
she looked at me so weird when like I announced her name as Patricia George and not Trish.
Trish is definitely her real name. Patricia George, we're shouting her out. Marion Brown, my advisor for all of my classes and my major advisor, she's fantastic. She's kept me on track the entire time I've been at Wells. Super supportive for any questions that I have. Love Marion Brown, Director of Sustainability. Visit her office, always open. And Jackie Schnurr, environmental professor. She is a hoot and a holler, even at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Did she teach the floating course thing?
No, that was a professor that no longer is here, but Professor O'Leary. She was also a gem at this place. Environmental science, but that's my shout-outs.
Perfect.
I love Lindsay Burwell. She has my heart. The science department, she got it. She's got it. She's stressed. She's got it. She's the one. And Jensen. I love Jensen too. He has such good plans for Wells. He has such good ideas for Wells, and he's going to bring something that nobody expected.
Great. Well, thanks for joining and taking some time out of your Mondays. I hope it's going pretty well. And we'll be back next week with probably some more athletes, and thanks for watching.